thank you so much for joining me. I am Monica Louie, and I am a Facebook and Instagram ads strategist. I'm so thrilled and honored to be here with you today. I want to thank Pat for asking me to do this session for you, and I am just so honored to be here. So let's dive in. Today, we are talking about how to create and launch offers that get your customers results and make your business grow. Like I said, I am Monica Louie, and today I'm a Facebook and Instagram ads strategist, but I didn't start off that way. I actually wasn't planning on becoming an entrepreneur. I started off following the typical American dream. Went to college, I got my degree, got a job in the corporate world. Then I ended up getting married, and my husband and I started our family. And it was when we started our family that I realized my priorities started to shift. And I was looking for something different than what I had. When I joined the corporate world, I thought, okay, good. I found a great company. They've got great benefits. I can see the corporate ladder ahead of me. Over the years, I'll climb it. I'll have a good career for about 40 years. And then I will retire along the way, raise a family. And then maybe in my later years, I'll do some traveling. And I bet a lot of you watching this can relate to those thoughts and hopes and dreams. But when my husband and I had our son, it's really when things started to shift for me. And I realized that my priorities were not aligned with the job that I had. I looked at my superiors ahead of me and the people that I thought that I would be wanting their job someday. I realized that they were working all the time, that they were sending emails in the evenings and on weekends. And I just didn't imagine that that was the life that I wanted to lead. I wanted to be around for my kids. I wanted to be present in their childhood. I wanted to go to the ballet recitals and the soccer games. I wanted to be there, and I didn't want to have work hanging over me. So I decided that I was going to figure out a way that I could start a business from home as my kids were little, on my own terms and on my own schedule. But I had no idea what that would be. So it was around the time that I found out I was pregnant with our daughter. And if you can see in the picture, you can see I've got a little bit of a tummy there. There she is inside my tummy there. It was around that time that my husband and I decided that I would leave my job, really in hopes of building a business from home. But again, I had no idea what that would be. And really, the safe way to leave my job was to tell everybody that I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. We had a growing family, and that was kind of the easy way to make that transition. So in order to prepare for that, my husband and I saved up money. We paid off our car. And by that time, my husband had gotten a promotion at his job. And we felt like the numbers aligned that we could make the leap for me to stay home and start to figure out what kind of business I could start from home. So a couple months later, after we made the leap and I left my job, we realized that our savings started to dip. We were going in the wrong direction. I didn't want to have to go back to work after my daughter was born. And I really wanted to figure out how to make this work. So I ended up diving into the personal finance space and finding a lot of inspirational stories online of people who had gotten out of debt really quickly. And my husband and I talked about it. We realized that if we paid off our debt, then that would make us feel a whole lot more financially secure, so that if, God forbid, something happened to his job, we would feel like we had more control over our finances. So we started making it happen. In 2 short years, we paid off $120,000 of debt. And along the way, I found the Smart Passive Income podcast with Pat Flynn. And so I learned a lot about blogging and building an audience online. And I started my first blog called Our Debt-Free Family, sharing our journey out of debt. We realized that we had figured out a plan, a way to get out of debt, no matter our income. My husband is in law enforcement, so very much a middle class income. And I wasn't bringing in money at the time, but it was after I left my corporate job that we started paying off our debt left and right. So we started to share about how we were doing that. We shared our budget. We shared behind the scenes of where our money was going and how we were creating extra income, bringing in extra to throw towards the debt. So I started started my first blog called Our Debt Free Family. And in 2016, I met Pat Flynn, my virtual mentor at the time, for the first time. Following his teachings really helped me realize that it was possible for me to make an impact and build a business from home online on my own schedule. Along with Pat, I also started following Amy Porterfield, and Amy Porterfield taught me the power of Facebook ads and growing your audience with the use of Facebook ads. So as I had just a little bitty baby blog, I decided to dive in and use Facebook ads to promote my webinar, my debt freedom training, to grow my audience. I knew there were people out there who needed to hear what I had to share. They needed to learn my steps to get out of debt and what had worked for my family and me. But as I said, I had a very itty bitty baby blog. I had a small audience. So I decided to invest a little bit of money into Facebook ads and got really incredible results. This was my first ad that I created in the fall of 2015. And it converted pretty well. I was very pleased because my baby blog wasn't yet making money. We were still getting out of debt. I didn't have a lot of money to invest, but I put a couple $100 toward my Facebook ads and got a few hundred people to show up to my live webinar at $1.26 per sign up. So I took what I learned from that experience, and a couple months later, I ran this ad in January of 2016. And my husband, he's multi-talented. He was my graphic designer at the time. And it just goes to show that even with entry-level graphic design skills, you too can have success with Facebook ads. But this ad converted even better, bringing in signups to my webinar for $1 per sign up. And I was thrilled with that. And as I began to build my network in the online blogging community in the personal finance space, that's when people in that space started to really have an interest in Facebook ads. So a couple of people ended up reaching out to me asking for my help with their Facebook ads. And at first, I was very hesitant. I was very open with the fact that I had limited experience at that time, but I wanted to help people. And it was really through that experience that I realized that I loved working with other entrepreneurs and helping them build their businesses. So in the fall of 2016, I ended up selling my blog and diving just full feet into Facebook ads. So I started off with Facebook ads coaching. And I started with one client here. We got great results with their traffic campaign. And another client reached out to me and she wanted to grow her email list. So we ended up running multiple campaigns, growing her email list at an average of 27 cents per email subscriber. Another person in the personal finance community reached out to me, became my client. We started working together. Our first month when we worked together, he made $4,000 in that month from his blog, and it was growing, but growing slowly. And so he decided that he wanted to really grow his traffic and his revenue with highly targeted Facebook ads. And within 6 months, he was making $17,000 per month and beyond. And today he has a 7-figure blog. And then more people started to reach out as they heard that I was having success with a few people with their Facebook ads. More people reached out to me, and my clients, my first Facebook ads coaching clients that first year, where coaching was my main offer, each of my clients had consistent growth in revenue and profits with an average of 300% ROI. So not bad, but it stemmed from this desire and this goal to figure out how I could build a business from home, even though I knew nothing of this when I started. So as my schedule started to fill up with my coaching clients, then in September of 2017, I launched my program, Flourish with Facebook Ads, and my business has been growing rapidly ever since. I've had the honor of speaking on multiple stages now, and my team that I've built up around me, we have served more than 1,200 students now, and dozens of 6, 7, and 8-figure businesses with our ads agency. And now we've managed more than $3.5 million in ad spend over the years. And here is just a small sampling of the incredible brands and clients that we have had the honor of working with. And yes, you can see that I've also worked with Pat Flynn, my coach and mentor, and really one of the main people who inspired me and helped me realize that even though he didn't know who I was, that hearing the success stories from his podcast way back when gave me the courage and confidence to at least try to build a business on my own terms. So the reason why I share all of this with you is because related to today's topic, we are going to talk about how to build a business that will scale. So I'm going to cover the 5 key elements to building a thriving and sustainable online business. I'm going to share the 7 essential steps for creating and scaling a 6-figure business. We're going to talk about high quality offers that get your customers results. Already in my story, you've heard that I've created multiple different offers that have served my customers and clients in different ways. So we're going to talk about those. And I'm going to share launch models that scale to 6 figures and beyond. So I share my story with you just because I want to convey to you that I didn't have, some big awakening moment. I wasn't laid off from my job like Pat. I just realized in me that the path that I was following did not align with my shifting priorities as my family was growing. And so that's why I decided to take this leap of faith in myself and leave my comfortable corporate job with a good income and decide to venture out on my own and figure out what that looked like, even though I really didn't have any of the skills that I have today that allow me to grow my job. So I hope that my story serves as inspiration to you. So let's dive into the 5 key elements to building a thriving and sustainable business. Now, in working with hundreds of businesses over the years, both with my ads agency and my coaching clients and my students in my program, I have learned, I have seen what works in business and what really are the key elements that go into building a thriving and sustainable business. And the first one is mindset. You've got to have can-do mindset. You've got to go into business understanding that there will be challenges. It will test you. It will test you and your resolve. But my most successful students and clients are the ones that have a mindset of they will figure it out. No matter what it takes, no matter what challenges they face, they will figure it out. So just understand business is not easy and it never will be, but part of the thrill and part of the reward of creating a successful business is the fact that you are constantly overcoming challenges. So just know that going into it, that as you're growing your business, you've got to have the right mindset. The second key element is that you've got to understand your audience. So you've got to get clear on who your audience is, who is best suited for your offers, and who you can help the most. And of course, you've got to have a high quality offer. I'll go deeper into this one in just a moment, but you've got to have a high quality offer that gets your customers, get your clients results. And you gotta fall in love with marketing. Marketing is the action or business of promoting and selling products or services. And so, yes, as a business owner, as you're growing your business, you've got to understand this and you've got to embrace marketing. It doesn't have to be as scary as it sounds. I know that I did not, I was so scared of selling when I first started out. But really, if you do marketing the right way, you realize that you are serving your audience, you're serving your customers in creating offers that will help them get results. And that's what we're talking about today. And then the most successful businesses that I have seen is they have this element of recurring revenue. And this is something that I kind of stumbled into with my ads agency as we started building our clientele. And it became a retainer relationship with our clients that as long as they were paying us month over month, then we would be running their ads month over month. But I've seen the beauty and the power in recurring revenue. It really helps you plan and forecast for the future. So as you're growing your business, think about different ways that you can incorporate recurring revenue models into your business. So here are just some ideas. You can have an evergreen sales funnel where you are constantly bringing in new sales. You can offer monthly services like I do in the form of a retainer. You can have a membership program so that as long as people are paying monthly or annually, then they get access to the content in that program. And you can also have a payment plan. So maybe you have a higher ticket item and breaking out the payments for that offer really makes sense for your offer. This is a way to build in recurring revenue into your business so that you make a sale once and you reap the rewards of that month over month. So just a quick recap of the 5 key elements. The first one is mindset. You've got to understand there will be challenges, but you can handle them. You can get through anything that you put your mind to, and just know that even when the going gets tough in business, and it will, that you can overcome these challenges. You've got to understand your avatar, understand your audience, really get clear on who they are. Got to have a high quality offer that gets people results. You've got to embrace marketing, and if you can, incorporate recurring revenue into your business. Now, putting this all together into the 7 essential steps for creating and scaling a 6-figure business. I really love steps. I love taking people step by step. It makes it seem very easy, very doable. And as we go through these steps, you'll realize it really is. So the first one is you've got to develop a skill, service, or product that people will pay for. So when I started off with my Facebook ads coaching business, my first offer was coaching, and I kind of just happened into it. People reached out to me for help with their Facebook ads, and they wanted to learn from me how to do it. And so that is why I started off with coaching. But I really found a lot of value in coaching my clients because it allowed me to test a lot of different things. We worked with a lot of different audiences and offers and a lot of different strategies and goals with our ads. And that really helped me understand the platform. And I was able to take all of those learnings and then put it into my program down the road. So if you're just getting started and you're not exactly sure what you can get started with, then maybe offering a service, some kind of done for you or done with you service might be a good option. So here are some ideas for a high quality offer. It could be as simple as an affiliate product. We all know Pat Flynn's story that he started off in building smart passive income really through promoting products that weren't his. He talked about the tools and the services that he used and loved, and he created a really great revenue stream through his affiliate marketing strategies. You could create a physical product. If you want to go down the e-com space, you could create a physical product and promote that. Or my favorite is you can create a digital product, which could be a course, a membership, an ebook, or even a software. And we have clients that have all of these things, and they help their clients, their customers get results through any of these offers. And then, of course, another idea is the service, which is what I started off with before I created my course and membership, and then took my service business to another level with creating our ads agency. So really start off with what you think. If you're just getting started and trying to figure out what kind of offer you can create, start off with what you think is going to be the easiest for you to start working on, that will give you experience, but also that will best serve your audience. And then step 2, once you've got your offer, start helping people and produce fantastic results. You've got to get those results. So that's what I did when I started off with my coaching business. Is I started helping my clients get amazing results. And really, they drove the strategy. They told me what they wanted to do with Facebook ads, and I knew how to plug and play with the Power Editor back then. Today it's the Ads Manager. And we put our heads together and got great results. So start helping people and get great results. So that could be with your affiliate product. It could be with your coaching program. It could be with your course or membership program. But whatever it is, you've got to start putting it out there to get results. Step 3 is then niche down and understand your audience. So if you are starting from scratch, you may start broad. I know when I very first started with coaching Facebook ads clients, that because my network was in the personal finance space at the time, that's where many of my clients came from. But I did have other people reach out to me once they heard that I did Facebook ads, once they heard that I knew how to do Facebook ads, they reached out to me and they were in other niches. And that helped me learn really what my sweet spot is with my niche. So here are some questions for you to help you figure out where your niche is and to help you understand your audience. So who do you actually want to work with? When I shifted and sold my blog about our getting out of debt and helping people create their debt freedom plan, when I shifted to building my current business at monicalouie.com, I realized that because I had worked with a couple of other entrepreneurs, I just really loved spending my time with other entrepreneurs and helping them grow their businesses. That's where I realized that I really love working with other entrepreneurs. And so that's why I focused my business with working with other business owners who are building their businesses. So who do you want to work with? And then consider who will actually pay you, who has the money to pay you for your offers. And who knows they need your help. So I lucked out when I started my coaching business because my peers in the personal finance blogging space, they were interested in Facebook ads. They had the money to hire me to help them with Facebook ads. And they knew they needed help to figure out how to do Facebook ads the right way so they wouldn't waste their money and just pad Zuckerberg's wallet even more. So they knew they needed help in order to have success with Facebook ads. They wanted to do it the right way from the start. So that really worked for me. But you can take these same questions and apply it to your niche and to your ideal audience. And a couple of resources for you as you're working through is one is my favorite book, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. This is a book that I get for every member of my team because it really talks about understanding the pain points of your ideal audience and also how to position your offers in the right way so that they will know that it's a great resource. And another book that I absolutely love is Will It Fly? How to Test Your Next Business Idea So You Don't Waste Your Time and Money. This is by Pat Flynn, of course, and I think it is required reading for all business owners. I think everybody should read this book. He has a lot of great exercises in there to help you understand the market, understand your ideal audience, and understand where the gaps might be in the market that you can help fill. So as you're creating and brainstorming your offers, I think this is a must read to go through, and you will be better positioned to launch with success. So step 3 is understand your audience and niche down. And step 4 is to gather testimonials and share them. So as you have started working with people, you've started testing out your offering, whether it's a course, maybe in a beta program, or you're doing coaching like I started off with, or you're doing some kind of done for you service. Then as you start to help your clients and customers get success, gather testimonials and share them. This is super important. And I'm grateful that this is something I did right off the bat, which really helped fuel my business because I was able to share those testimonials everywhere that helped other people come to me and really build trust initially that I knew what I was talking about when it came to Facebook ads. So gather testimonials and share them. And here are some places where you will likely want to put your testimonials. So put them on your website. Sprinkle them in your content. Don't be afraid to share your testimonials in your content, whether it's a blog post or mentioning a success story in your podcast or YouTube video. Be sure to share those there. In your emails, make sure as you're emailing your list that you are sharing your client and customer wins with those people on your list. Of course, put them through your sales funnels and on your sales pages and your work with me pages. And also, an idea is to have a praise page. So I created a praise page. If you go to monicalouie.com/praise, you can see it's very simple, but I just have loads of testimonials there. And I would share that with people when they were inquiring about working with me to help build trust and confidence that I know what I'm talking about. I know how to get people results. And I have a lot of very happy customers and clients who are willing to share. So gather testimonials and share them. Step number 5 is to create your visibility plan. So you've got this great offer, you know it's getting people results, you're gathering testimonials and you're sharing them. Now you got to get more eyes on your offer to bring more people in. So with that, this is where you can create your website. So if you're just starting out from scratch, I don't recommend creating a website until you get to this stage. So when I actually sold my first blog and then created my new brand at monicalouie.com, I actually didn't launch my website until 6 months later. I launched it in June of 2017, when really it was end of 2016, going into 2017, that I really decided, okay, I'm all in on Facebook ads. This is my thing now. And it wasn't until June of 2017 that I launched my website, and I didn't need it. So you don't need it from the start. A lot of people will spend a lot of time tinkering with their website. So make sure that you're not spending time, that you're really focused on your offers, because if you have a website and no offers, then you have a hobby. If you have offers and you're getting people results and people are paying you, you have a business, whether you have a website or not. So website, of course, is super important, but you don't need to start there. All right. So once you have your website, though, once you're diving down this path, you got to create your lead magnet to grow your email list. And so recommended lead magnet ideas from yours truly. A checklist is super easy. When I had my blog or Debt Free Family, I had a checklist of important, I can't remember what I called it. What did I call it? It was important elements for your financial plan, something like that. Anyway, so it was just key things that people need to have in their financial plan in order to create financial freedom for themselves. So it was just a very simple checklist that I put together, and people downloaded it like gangbusters. Now I have my free guide, my free Facebook ad starter kit, that is a great lead magnet for me now. You could also have a quiz. We have had such great success with running Facebook ads to quizzes. People love to learn about themselves. So if you can create a quiz, there are lots of cool tools out there that will help you do this very quickly and easily. Creating a quiz can be a great lead magnet. You could do a video training, or you could do a webinar. So those are just some ideas for your lead magnet, but you've got to have some way to capture people's email addresses so you can get back in front of them and build a relationship with them. And then on your website, create your sales page or work with me page. Have a place where people can go and actually reach out to work with you or pay you for your offer. And then continuing with your content marketing plan, your visibility plan is content marketing. So this could be your blog or podcast or YouTube channel or speaking or podcast interviews. You don't even have to have your own podcast. I started off when I launched my website, I had a blog. I started doing Facebook Lives regularly, and then I did a lot of podcast interviews. You could also do guest posts and also get featured in the media. Just make sure that people are hearing about you, hearing about your brand, your name. If you are creating a personal brand, make sure that people are hearing about you. They have a place to learn from you to really show off your expertise. So the next thing is paid advertising. As you're creating your visibility plan, you don't have to start with paid advertising if you're just getting started. This can definitely come later. But of course, this is my favorite part of the visibility plan. So Facebook, of course, Instagram, those are my specialties, and Pinterest ads. You can also do Google ads and YouTube ads. All right. So now that you've got your visibility plan, people are starting to learn more about you and your business. Now is where we start talking about scaling. So step 6 is to develop your plan for scaling. So you really have two options here when it comes to scaling. You can either create more offerings or you can get more customers. And my recommendation is to scale your first offer first. So when I started off with coaching, it wasn't until my schedule was getting packed and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to take on very many more clients that I decided to then create my program Flourish with Facebook ads, which would allow me to help more people at a lower price point and really scale my time in creating that program, packaging up my expertise into that program. So my recommendation is scale your first offer first, and then you can expand into other offerings that are relevant to your audience. So when we talk about scaling, we want to launch our offering. So how do we get our offer out in front of people, in addition to our visibility plan of content marketing and our website and our sales page and all of that. We need to create an event, some kind of exciting moment in time where people know that the doors are open, or maybe you have a special offer, maybe it's a discount, maybe it's an extra bonus or two, something to create a lot of excitement around launching your offer. So here are some launch models that you can use to get your offer out there in front of the right people. So the first one is you can have affiliates, or you can do a joint venture. So when I launched my program for the first time in September of 2017, I actually did a joint venture with my friend Michelle at Making Sense of Sense. She has a very large audience, many of whom are interested in blogging. And because I knew my course was perfect for bloggers, since many of my clients were bloggers, then it was a great fit for her to make some affiliate revenue from helping me promote my course, and me to get in front of her audience. Because when I launched my program, I had just launched my website in June, just a few months earlier. And so I didn't really have an audience other than my network of people who knew me online in the personal finance blogging space. So I leveraged Michelle's audience, and she was happy to promote me and my program to her audience for that affiliate commission. And it worked beautifully. I had a 5-figure launch right out the gate in using this process. And I know Joseph Michael was featured on the Smart Passive Income podcast a while back. I think it's episode 124, where he talked about how he launched his program with Learn Scrivener Fast by leveraging Michael Hyatt's audience. So Michael Hyatt became a fan of Joseph Michael's because of his program around learning this tool that authors use for writing their books. And so Michael was happy to promote his course, Joseph's course, to his audience, many of whom were also authors and bloggers, and it worked out beautifully. So don't be afraid to reach out and make connections with other people who have the audience that would be perfect for your offer, because it definitely can be a win-win. Another idea for launching is you can do webinars, and Pat teaches this beautifully with his program, A to Z Webinars. I'm a huge fan of that program. I've gone through it myself, and it really helped the conversion rate of my own webinars, but also the engagement, and helped me make my webinars more fun and interactive. So I'm a huge fan of his program. Definitely my recommendation if you want to learn how to create effective, fun, and webinars that convert with your audience. So I love the way that Pat teaches, selling while serving your audience. So definitely you can learn his strategies there. You can also do a video series. So even those strategies that you do learn related to webinars, you can put in. Many people will do a 3-part video series that kind of breaks up the content, but it gives a lot of value to the audience, lets you establish your expertise as you're teaching them through the video series. And then, of course, you can make the offer, or you could do a live series. You could do Facebook live series, Instagram live series, YouTube live series, any type of live series to get that live interaction. And you could, of course, do an email series where you just load up your emails ahead of time, get them all drafted, and you can do an email series launch. So we use these launch models in conjunction with our sales funnel. And once you've launched, then you can also put any of these really into an evergreen sales funnel. So the way a sales funnel works is it usually starts off with a lead magnet. So that could be your webinar, it could be your free live series, it could be your video series, your email series, whatever that is, a free course, maybe it's a free email course, whatever that is, that could be your lead magnet that brings people in. So people opt in for the lead magnet. So they're self-selecting that they're interested in your lead magnet that is related to your paid offer. And then if they're brand new to you, you'll introduce yourself and or your brand. And then along the way, you give value, and give value. Make sure that you're really giving a lot of value so that people build up that trust with you. And they know, again, that you are the go-to when it comes to whatever they're learning from you. Then you can tease the offer, let them know that an offer is coming. You're going to have a special deal, special discount, special bonus, special whatever. Let them know that that is coming. Then you will introduce the offer. And along the way, share those testimonials and success stories. And then at some point, the offer expires. So that's usually, it could be a closed cart situation where the offer just goes away on a specific date and time, or maybe that extra bonus goes away, or maybe the discount goes away. But there's usually something at the end of the sales funnel that concludes the launch or that specific funnel. So that is a sales funnel. And again, you can do that with your live launch models, but you can also incorporate those live launch funnels and repurpose them into an evergreen sales funnel as well. So that is step 6. Step 7 is then to scale it up. You got to drive traffic. So lots of different ways to drive traffic to your evergreen sales funnel, to your content marketing, to your offers. So you can go the organic route, of course, where you focus on SEO to bring more organic traffic. You can focus on your Pinterest traffic. You can also be featured in the media. So public relations. My friend Brittany Lynn, she runs a PR agency and she's also worked with Pat Flynn, got him on TV. She can help you spread the word about your offerings. So you can do media or just reach out to a podcast host or YouTube channels, or maybe you switch, kind of trade off where, hey, you want to come on my show? I'd love to do your show. Maybe we can switch. So there are definitely free routes that you can go as well with getting featured in the media. So podcast interviews, guest posts, reach out to people and see if they're open to your guest posts, features, and speaking. So getting on stage is definitely a great way to build your credibility and authority instantaneously, because they know that events, whether it's a summit or a virtual event or a live event, they don't just bring anybody to be in front of their audience. So the speakers are selected, and so that gives you instant credibility. So those are some free ways that you can drive traffic. Then, of course, is my favorite, paid advertising. So with Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest ads, and also Google and YouTube. So just to recap the 7 essential steps, I hope you see that this is very doable. It's very possible. I myself have done it. I've seen countless other business owners with my students and my clients and my friends in the online space do it. And I will hope you know that you can do it too. So here are the 7 essential steps to building a sustainable and thriving online business. So first, develop a skill, service, or product that people will pay for. Second, start helping people and produce fantastic results. Step 3 is to niche down and understand your avatar. Get clear on who your audience is. Step 4 is gather testimonials and share them. Step 5 is to create your visibility plan. Step 6, develop your plan for scaling. And step 7 is to drive traffic to scale on autopilot. So that is all for me today. I would love to connect with you. You can find me at the Flourish to 7 Figures podcast. My main website is monicalouie.com, and you can find my podcast at flourish-to-7figures.com. And I'd also love to offer you, if you are interested in testing out Facebook ads, grabbing my free Facebook ads starter kit. You can find that at monicalouie.com/AD Summit. Takes you through these 6 simple steps to creating campaigns that convert. Plus, there's a glossary. If you're new to Facebook ads, it kind of has a language all of its own. And there's a checklist. If you're like me, then you love a good checklist, but it'll help you create your plan so that you can dive into the ads manager and create your campaign with confidence. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's my honor to be here. Thank you so much.